Hi, I'm Russ Jones. Thank you for requesting my free manual. It should be emailed in about 15 minutes to you. I've been called a lead junkie and postcard wizard for years. Sold 2,500 final expense plans in 10 years and sold millions in annuities and IULs over the same time. Let me ask you a question. Does your production or income cause problems with your monthly bills and spouse seems always upset with you? If that's the case, in the next few minutes I'll show you how to have a happy spouse with more income. Before you receive our free manual, I'm going to share with you 7 sales and marketing strategies you can use immediately. I've trained over 250 wannabe final expense agents in my car over a 10-year period. Many of them made it in the business, but a lot of them failed. The biggest reason why most agents fail in this business is lack of training, lack of sales ability, work ethics, learning the secrets of this business. Also, this is a biggie, not having a good steady flow of leads where they could run 3 to 4 interviews a day. Show me an agent who only uses word of mouth for leads, and I'll show you an agent who is about out of the business or his spouse has a good government job somewhere. I tell agents every day you should have at least 3 to 6 ways of generating business. And here's a big problem. Many agents can't afford to pay the lead cost of $30 to $37 per lead. I could personally burn through 15 to 20 leads per week. Only the top agents who can pay $2,000 to $3,000 per month for final expense leads can make a 6-figure income. Even with a company financing, your lead agents still fail because chargebacks of 20 to 35%, companies taking out 30 to 40% for lead balance, and sometimes a dry spill can kill an agent after 3 to 5 months. It's a vicious circle that traps about 85% of all final expense agents. I'll show you in a minute how you can beat the system. Many times some final expense agents are just missing a few magic power phrases or closing techniques. It's really not your fault if your production is low. Let me give you just one strategy I use to close a ton of business. I call it the 6-figure income equalizer. First, let me tell you that I always refer to myself as either a pre-need specialist or a final expense agent in the field. I never used the word life insurance in my final expense presentation. It's always final expense coverage. The reason is people use this excuse, I already have life insurance at work. Many times a husband would say, I have $25,000 in group life insurance. And of course, it will kill the sale if you can't overcome this objection. Let me give you my answer to this objection. Now listen closely. When a husband says that he has $25,000 worth of group life insurance, I'd say, fine. Mr. Brown, let's say you were killed in a car accident by an illegal alien crossing this crosswalk, and your widow was down at the funeral home making your funeral arrangements. And the funeral director had this $800 Armani suit on and sitting behind a $2,400 oak carved desk. And he asked your widow, how do you expect to pay for your husband's funeral? Well, she said, I have $25,000 worth of life insurance I'll be getting shortly. What do you think that funeral is going to cost? No, it's not going to cost $25,000, but I'll guarantee you it'll probably cost half that amount. But wouldn't it make better sense to have that money left behind for your widow to go on living? Because she's going to outlive you anyway. She's 7 years younger than you are. Wouldn't it be better for you to have a little final expense plan to help pay for all those funeral arrangements and leave that other $25,000 to pay off debts, sometimes as long as my arm? Doesn't that make better sense? We're only talking about $40, $45 a month. Then he may come back and say, well, that's a lot of money. I say, well, according to the federal government, a wife and husband and their 35-year-old unemployed son who's living at home with you, the average food budget fluctuates between $25 and $50 a week. Don't you think you save $12 a week for your spouse? And every time you make a premium payment, you're just saying how much you love your spouse. You do love her, don't you? That's my presentation on that. Let me give you another sales strategy you can use. I call it the clinging Smith approach. When I first started in the final expense market in Sacramento, California, I was trained by a guy by the name of Whitney Clinging Smith. That's his name, Clinging Smith. And he was a ex-funeral director. He was 5'4", wore a three-piece suit, even when it was 105 degrees in the summertime out there. And he acted just like a funeral director in the house. He'd get him to fill out a 6-page memorial guide, and he'd get at least 5 to 6 referrals on every person he signed up. And of course, then we'd contact those 5 or 6 people if they're in the community and offer the same service. It just worked. Here's another strategy that can improve your leads appointment by up to 50%. I call it the law of mass control. I have final expense agents friends who average 3 to 4 presentations a day with my $500 a day preferred widow lead system. We order our widow leads in zip codes where you can see a lot of them very quickly. You work your leads in a walk sequence like the postman works, like 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Street. Agent sends out weekly about 30 to 40 one of our pre-approach letters or a pink postcard introducing himself. Say that he will contact them in the next 3 to 4 days to go over their benefits, show them how to save $1,000 on final expense. We will offer every widow a free peace of mind kit that offers pre-planning, the 10 biggest mistakes people make on planning funerals. I wrote a living will and a discount form that could save them up to 90% of prescription drugs. Of course, you just don't give them the kit. You have to explain all the benefits to them. That's how you can give 3 to 4 interviews a day. I know one top agent in Florida who has a 92% appointment rate at the door with the African-American grandmothers using my system. Of course, he uses my door presentation and can overcome 90% of all objections. I had Adam Sanders tell me that he had his best day in the field recently. He called on 12 widows, 6 were home, and he left one of my delivery receipts at the door of the ones who were not home. He had 3 widows who had his pink letter on the kitchen table. One at the door recognized his picture in the letter and said, "Come on in, where's my free gift?" He gave 4 presentations and sold 3 policies for about $1,150 in advanced commissions. Had John Granger from Ohio tell me he invested $197 in widow leads and 20 times his investment in 6 weeks. Holy cow, the system works if you follow my sales and marketing strategies. Of course, we can't guarantee you will do the same. These results are not typical. If you're a lazy agent, flat broke, lousy at building trust, afraid of a 5'4", 110-pound, 65 to 73-year-old widow in her nightgown and can't follow simple instructions, this may not work for you. Once in a while, you may run into these types of widows, and I recommend stay clear of them. Just kidding. Had an agent call me a while back and say he can never get anyone to pick up the phone when he calls. Of course, I looked at the caller ID and it showed when he called it was from, abbreviated, Insurance and Investment Scams. His last name was Scambergs. Some agents asked how I wrote 55 final expense plans in 1 month. And there was a contest to Hawaii. It was based on applications. The guy who won it got 46 applications and I got 40. I was so mad I wanted to knife it. I thought I would cut my neck with him. The following year, I won the trip to Hawaii. My wife and me hand-addressed 325 pink postcards to most widows one night watching TV. The first week I gave 27 presentations and sold 20 small policies. Remember, the contest was based on applications. Wrote a total of 55 applications. I worked my butt off to win that trip. And I won the trip to Hawaii. Of course, the first beach we went to was a little crowded, so we decided to visit a little more secluded beach. We finally found that Here's another strategy I've used for over 25 years. I now call it my system, the 500 plus a day preferred widow lead system. Sample postcard, usually we do these in pink on 6-7 pound paper. I read an article in 2010 that Limmer International stated that 65% of all final expense plans were sold to widows and single females. So why wouldn't we be working widows? I love working and helping widows. Most of them are home during the daytime. Husbands passed away and not involved in making decisions. As long as you're a trusted advisor, you will do well in this business. We have developed a special software package that used 17 different sources to compile our widow leads. Some are from age TV leads, age direct mail leads, phone surveys, Department of Motor Vehicle, compile data, and 12 other proprietary ways. Here's another secret strategy. I call it the $1 million annuity question. I sold millions of annuity policies to these widows by asking a magic question. Upon finishing up my final expense interview, I would ask the widow, where are you investing your money today? If they had CD money, I would say, Hazel, would you be interested in increasing your retirement income on a tax-deferred basis? I sold millions in annuity business using this one phrase. Please remember, I would call on 15 to 20 widows a day and give an average of 17 presentations a week. You average that many presentations a week, and even a blind squirrel will get an acorn now and then. Believe me, when I say I worked in the trenches and loved it, I had attention deficit disorder and couldn't stay in the office. I had to keep moving forward. This is just a few of the marketing and sales strategies you will find in our final expense course. The final expense course includes colored sales presentation, final expense power questions to ask prospects, a 53% appointment door and phone approach, peace of mind kit that helps you with credibility, $1 million final expense training manual, our sample postcard template, and our $500 a day postcard system, our award-winning pre-approach letter we've used for over 20 years, $1 million production track to run on, funeral planning guide, live presentation of the top final expense agent, access to our wholesale power niche widow leads, $1 million referral system that will get you 3 to 4 referrals on every presentation. The one closing technique I've used to close 95% of all sales if I can get one form completed. I'll give you that form. I'll give you 30 minutes of free training over the phone if you need it. Access to my 65 power phrase report. Over 25 years of sales and market experience has gone into this course. Plus, you order from the link below, we will give you a bonus of 200 preferred niche widow leads to work in your zip codes, city, and country. This is a $250 value. The normal price of this course included the widow leads is $397. However, if you order today, the price is only $97 of 2 monthly payments. You can split up into 2 easy payments of just $97. Select the Yes button below. Remember, you're likely never to see this offer again. Once this window closes, so does the opportunity. You're protected by the greatest guarantee in history, so you have nothing to lose. Just give our system a good, honest test by trying the system for 90 days. If you can't 10 times your small investment after 90 days, just give me a call and I'll refund your investment on the course. This is your last chance. Select the Yes button now. Select the Yes button right now to receive all these amazing bonuses and try our final expense course. You'll have instant access to it today. Go ahead and start using our $500 a day preferred widow lead system. Your first final expense sale, you should triple your income investment.